that it is not absolutely blinding, but now it's dark. Okay. Whew. Is there another light switch? Does that help? Still blinding. Okay. Forget it. Welcome back, everybody. We're doing 45 to 60-ish minutes of live side splits and hip mobility training. I'm in yet another new location. If this is not your first time joining in, if it's your first time joining in, welcome to this place. We are working on hip mobility and side splits for the next hour. So get ready. We're going to start with 3 warm-up exercises, and they are going to be a little bit challenging. The first one is called the hip car. Hip cars are all about moving your leg through its full range of motion using your own muscles, and it looks a little bit like this. We're going to start by bringing our knee directly in front, lift it as high as we can. We're going to open up that hip to the side, try to open, lift the knee, keep it high still. Then we're going to rotate that leg so that your knee to ankle is horizontal, and from here we're going to keep going. We're going to bring that ankle up. If you're struggling with balance, make sure to grab something, help you to stay in control of this leg and not focusing on not falling. All right. From here, we're going to bring the leg down and back, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, pull this leg back as much as you can, and that is 1 rep. We're going to do 10 of these on the left side, 10 on the right side. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to hold on to this door frame for a little support and a little bit of balance. Let's go. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. I think that's Che just sent a shrimp. Thank you. Back, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back. 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 Whew. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. I'm gonna be honest, at some point I started daydreaming a little bit and I forgot to keep count. We'll just pretend that is 10 on the left side. We're gonna do 10 more on the right side. All right, let's go. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. I think that's 4. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. 5. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. 6. 7. 8. 9. Last one. 10. Those are hip cars. Going forward, we just did both legs. They don't have to be super intense, especially if it's your first time joining in. Take it a little bit more chill. But again, the goal is to build strength in each of these kind of crazy and intense positions so that you can get stronger and move a little bit better. All right, take a couple of seconds to breathe, catch your breath, and we are going to move on into doing them in reverse. You didn't think we were done yet, did you? All right, let's go. To do them backwards, we're going to bring the leg back, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, pull that hip flexor in the front. From here, we're going to lift this leg to the side. If you want to feel cool, you can go whoosh, extend it, look like a martial artist for a second. From here, we're going to lift the ankle up as high as you can, bring it all the way back down, and bring the knee forward. If you don't understand all the pieces in one go, don't worry, I'm going to call out all the steps as we do them. Cool? Let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 2. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 3. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 4. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 5. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 6. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 7. back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, 8, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, 9, last one, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, 10. Oh, that is hip cars going backwards for the left leg. We are 75% done with hip cars. Should get your legs, move. Let's get ready to do the right side. Same thing, bring the leg back. Feel the stretch out here in the hip flexor. Flex the glutes, flex the hamstrings. Lift directly to the side. Rotate that ankle up. Bring it all the way down. And finish by bringing your knee forward. I got a little bit of a hip thing right here. So I'm going to do a couple. There we go. I was waiting for a crack. All right, let's go. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Final one. Leg back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Oh, that is a whole bunch of hip cars. Oh, if you're just joining in for the first time, we're doing 60 minutes of live hip mobility and side splits stretching. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, and hopefully make a whole bunch of progress together. I try to bring good vibes to the internet. I hope you bring good vibes into the chat. And let's keep going. Follow, subscribe, do all those cool things. But if you're not sure yet, stay on. The next thing we're going to do is elephant walks. These look a little bit like this. We're going to fold at the hips, fold forward, and get into this L shape. If you are a little bit tighter and you're a little bit higher up, that's okay. That's normal. That's part of the process. From here, I want you to fold forward. You might feel a lot of tension in your low back right now. That's all right. Give it a couple of seconds. Chill. Breathe. The goal is to feel the stretch in the hamstrings, but a lot of us have a lot of low back tension that needs to be released before we can even get to the hamstrings. And hopefully those couple of seconds have helped you out. So now you can fold forward, and now you're feeling the stress and the tension in your hamstrings. We're going to chill and hang out here for a second as well. The hip cars were really intense, so now we're letting the muscles chill out for a little bit. And breathe. All right. From here, we're going to start a little bit of movement. All right. We're going to start bending one knee. So I'm going to bend the left knee. I'm going to straighten the right leg. I'm going to bend the right leg, straighten the left knee. So I'm going to keep on going back and forth. There's the walking part of the elephant walk, which is the name of this exercise. And the whole time we're doing this, I want you to try to bring your belly button down towards the ground. So you're going to feel an intense hamstring stretch the whole time. All right. Oh, we're going to do probably 20 of these. Really, I'm not going to try to keep too much of a count because that'll just make these hard and painful. My hamstrings are really feeling it right now. And, oh, I just got back from a run. So, they're very tight. And I want you to bend one knee, straighten the other, bend one knee, straighten the other, bend one knee, straighten the other. Keep on going until suddenly, hopefully, it feels a lot smoother, a lot easier to get into that stretched position. If you're feeling a whole bunch of stuff going on in your leg, that is absolutely normal. We are stretching out the leg muscle and then we're forcing it to move, which will never really be that comfortable. And then on top of that, there's a lot of tissue in your leg. Your hamstrings are made of 3 different muscles. So when they're fully stretched out and then you're forcing them to move, they're all kind of like rubbing against each other. And that sensation you probably don't feel very often in your normal life. So that is some of that feeling. Whew. You might be feeling some tingliness in your toes, in your calves. That is often called nerve flossing or nerve stretching. If you want to Google that later, it should also be fine. We are doing some movement, but it's not explosive movement. It's not super powerful movement. We're just shifting our weight from side to side, and we have definitely done way more than 20. So let's come on up and finish. I hope you've noticed that you're moving a little bit smoother towards the end, towards the last couple of reps, because that's the goal. The goal is to remind you that your body is capable of so much more. You just need a little bit of warm up. You might start forward folding, something like this, with hamstrings incredibly tight, so tight your low back can't relax, and then you might end up somewhere deep down there while moving your muscles. All right. Whew. That is our second warm-up exercise, but there's a part 2 to the second warm-up exercise that I almost forgot about. We're going to take a decently wide power stance. We're going to fold forward, bring the belly button down. We're going to bend one knee. We're going to rotate our chest just a little bit. This is nice and gentle, nothing super intense. We're going to reach across to the straightened leg, and we are going to push against it to help rotate the chest. Rotate, 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 rotate. Extend the right arm up into the air behind you. Rotate your head and look at that hand. And breathe. Come back down. That is half of a rep. We got to do the other side. Now the right knee is bent. The left leg is straight. We're reaching the right arm across to the left side. We are pushing and rotating and extending. Whew. Oh, wow. I'm super tight. I can't rotate at all. Okay. And come back. That's one rep. We're doing 5 in total, so we got 4 more to do. Oh, I'm gonna scoot the cameras a little further back. Camera's doing a little dance. I'm gonna lift it up a little higher, and let's go. 4 more. Bend the knee, rotate. Bend the knee, rotate. 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. In the thoracic rotations, you can choose to spend a little bit more time in them if you'd like. Breathe on either side. Today, my back is feeling stiff. I probably need it, but I don't want to. Okay, we're going to move on to the third warm-up exercise, and that is called the Cossack switch. You don't have to jump into this with me at this exact moment. I'm going to demonstrate real quick. It looks a little bit like this. We're trying to bring our legs down. Oh, okay, hold on. Now I got a sofa in the way on this side. Let's see what happens if I do this. Boom, that's a little bit better. Okay, excuse me, this is my first time setting up in this room, so I haven't quite figured out the camera angles yet. We're going to do something that looks like this. We're going to drop down to one side and basically hang out in a squat and try and squish as small and compact as possible. And from here, we're going to scoot our butts over to the other side and stay small and compact on the other side. This is a really intense position for you to get into. So we're going to start by turning into a little ball. What do I mean by little ball? I want you to squat down, and I want you to hug your knees. All right, I want you to pre-stretch, fold at the hips. I want you to feel the stretch in your Achilles tendon over here, and in your ankles and in your calves. So I want you to hug yourself and get into a little compact ball position like so. All right, you're going to hang on in this position for probably another 20 seconds, 30 seconds while I explain the rest of the movements. You stay in a ball. I'm going to talk about what we're doing next. All right, from the little ball position, we're going to lean forward. We're going to put our hands in front of us. We're going to extend this leg outwards. We're going to try and keep as low as possible. Use your hands to help counterbalance. All right, I want your heel down on the right side, heel down on the left side. I'm wearing double socks because the floor is really cold. So if you're wondering why I got blue and black feet, it's because the floor is made of concrete, so it like really comes through the feet. Anyways, ignore my feet. Let's continue. From here, I want you to try your best to keep your hands and your butt low to the ground and come over to the other side and chill here. I want you to get into a position where your heel is down and you can sit a little bit further back into this squished position. Ooh. And then we come back. That's it. That's the whole entire thing. That is probably the easier of the variations. If you want to make it a little more difficult, a little bit more challenging for yourself, you can remove your hands. You can sit up a little bit straighter and you can keep on scooting from side to side. That's it. Let's go. We're doing 10 of these. Get on up. Let's go. Again, we're in that squat position. We're leaning forward. We're extending one leg to the side, sitting back on the heels, and one to the left, one to the right, two to the left, two to the right, three to the left, three to the right. If you are going, this is crazy, there's no way I can manage these positions. It's totally cool. If you're higher up, just make sure your heels are down and you come across and then you sit down as much as you can. All right, sit back and up and across and sit back and up and across. I think this is 5. So let's go. 6. And finishing 6. 7. Whoa, almost lost balance there for a second. We got 3 more. From side to side, that's 8. 9. And last one. 10. Those are our Cossack switches. Hopefully your hips are not super fried just yet. You're still able to move because we got other stuff to do. But I hope you enjoyed spending some time in these deep split looking positions because we're doing a lot more of this. When you're in this position, from the midpoint of your body, basically out, we are already doing a side split. You might be able to get deeper into the side split with just one leg than you can with both legs, and that's entirely normal. Okay, grab a sip of water, chill for a second. We're gonna get into some stretches. I recommend you also go grab a cushion, something to pad your knee, because we are about to do a hamstring stretch that looks like this. We're gonna drop onto one knee, we're gonna extend our leg forward, we're going to fold forward. All right, while you do that, I'm going to check the comments. It's been a while since I've come back here. Let's see what is going on. What are these camera angles? Are the lines straight? Yeah, it looks right. Okay, cool. I was nervous that the angles are floppy. Cat Mom says, I'm too fat, but I'm watching. You're doing great. Hey, it might be a bit of a struggle to do some of the exercises, but if you need a little bit of assistance in coming up with ideas to make it a little bit easier for you, let me know. I can totally work on slightly easier variations. For the Cossack switch, for example, that we just did, if you have access to a chair, and you're not going to be able to see my body at all because this chair is going to be here, you can definitely make your weight a little bit more manageable by having your elbows rest on the chair. All right, and the version that we were doing had, the version that we were doing had us opening real deep into the ground. If you're not quite ready for that, and this is the best you can get to, imagine there's a chair behind me, or in front of me, where my elbows are resting. If this is the best that you can get to, then it's the best that you can get to. So try your best and see what you can do with it. I think if you don't exercise very much and you're doing your first couple of reps, it'll be challenging because your brain will be learning brand new patterns of movement, and that's going to be a challenge. But after like a week or two, once you figure out all the moves and you start getting into the groove, you'll be like, wow, I can move way better than I thought, because most people don't spend time doing a little bit to warm up. Cool? All right. Where are we going with this? We're doing some hamstring stretches. Let's go. I'm going to use a yoga block. I recommend couch cushion, old towel, clothes that need to be laundered. Fold it up, put it on your knee. Let's go. From here, we're pointing our hips forward, our shoulders forward, our head forward. We're extending one leg out in front, and we're folding our belly button down towards our thighs. All right? From this position, we're going to chill. Let the hamstrings relax a little bit. by breathing normal and just pretending that this is a totally okay position. From here, we're gonna take a big inhale, and we're gonna exhale and fold. All right, inhale, slow exhale and fold. Your hamstrings are gonna tighten up, they're gonna get really cranky, and we're gonna just take normal breaths and try to relax. And it's okay, like, it's okay. Everything is fine. We're gonna take another inhale, exhale, and fold. Inhale, exhale, and fold. Now your hamstrings are really mad at you, and that's great. From here, we're holding for 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27. I'm gonna spin around for a second. 26, 25, 24, 23. We want the folding to happen at the hips. So if your back is turning into a ball and you're really rounding and your head is coming down and you're feeling a stretch in your neck or your upper back, we don't want that. You don't need that stress, and it also doesn't actually help you get into a deeper fold. We want to have the belly button come down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I said earlier we don't want the stretch for the back of the neck, and that's because we do a lot of slouching. I don't think we need any additional support folding forward. Switch over to the other side. We're going to put a little bit of padding underneath that knee and extend the leg directly in front. Folding at the hips, bring the belly button down towards the thigh. And you might notice one side is way more flexible than the other. That is also normal, and it's something you can fix with training. From here, we're going to take a big inhale and exhale. Let's go. Inhale, exhale, and fold. Hamstrings, 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 hamstrings. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, and fold. Ooh, yeah, that is tingly. All right. When you've done your best, we're to chilling. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Remember, it's coming from your hips. Bring your belly button down towards that thigh. Everything else is just unnecessary details. Just your belly button down to the thigh. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, come on out of that stretch. Your hamstrings are probably tired of being there. Oh, do a little wiggle. And get rid of the block. You don't need it anymore. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is called the butterfly stretch. That's stretch number 2. In general, it looks a little bit like this. We are bringing our feet together. We're sitting on our butts. We're pulling our legs in, and we're getting to this kind of position. Right? The goal of this stretch is to stretch everything here in the center of your body, in your groin. The way we do that, the way we know it's happening, is the knees are coming down into the ground. For a lot of us, if you have tight hamstrings and you have tight hips, and you can't quite lean far forward, you're kind of rounding your back and turning into a ball again, it can be a little bit difficult to get into the stretch. So I recommend that you do this against a wall or against something that you can lean against. I have a couch, or part of a couch right here, so I'm going to lean against the couch. That is going to help keep my back straight. It's going to keep my hips right underneath my, mid-back, and help us to work on this stretch together. From here, we're going to pull the legs in. We're going to push into the wall, push into this couch behind me, and it's going to help us to focus all of our attention on our leg muscles. All right? From here, I want you to use your outer thighs. I want you to use your glutes to open up your legs. Bring the knees down into the ground. Breathe. And open, 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 open. You might notice that you have a bit of pressure in your mid back. That's basically the couch, the wall, keeping you from falling backwards. And that's okay. That's great. Actually, that's all we want. From here, we're going to take our hands. We're going to push into our legs. When you do this, you're going to feel a lot more pressure into the back. If you're against the wall, you'll feel pressure in the back of your neck, in your head. And that pressure is just keeping you from falling backwards. All right? We're pushing our legs down. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. Remember to breathe. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ooh. Oh, relax. Chill. Let the hips move a little bit. Your legs are probably feeling super tired, like they don't want to move at all. They might be feeling like they're totally asleep, and that is normal. Take your hands, shake them out a little bit until you finally regain some muscular control. Flap the wings of your butterfly, and you should be ready to come up into stretch number 3. The third stretch that we're going to do is called the standing pancake. And if you prefer, you can do something a little easier on the body called the seated pancake. I recommend you sit at the edge of a couch that is heavy enough that it will not slide away from underneath you. And I want you to open up the legs decently wide. Make sure your hips don't hurt, and fold forward. When you fold forward with your back relatively straight, we're in pancake. The goal of this stretch is to bring your whole entire body down in between your legs, and it is really hard. I prefer doing the standing pancake. Standing pancake setup is basically the same. We're opening up the legs decently wide, no pain in the hips, folding, 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 folding. In both the seated pancake and the standing pancake, gravity is pulling your head, your shoulders, your chest down into the ground, and we're getting into this stretch. To make the stretch a little harder, whether you're seated or standing, you can extend your arms up over your head, and that should make it feel really intense. If you want to go even crazier, you can hold a couple of water bottles. I recommend you don't use really heavy weights, like 1, 2, 3 pounds is plenty because of leverage. The taller you are, the crazier that 1, 2, 3 pounds is going to feel. And if you feel like you're leaning so far forward in the standing one that your face is going to fall into the ground, then I recommend you scoot your butt back. When you scoot the butt back, it moves your center of balance a little bit further behind you, and that will help you balance. All right? Those are our tips. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this without sliding around. I think I'm going to rest one foot here against the foot of this bed, and then the carpet has enough traction that I might be able to just hang out on it. Ooh, good. Okay, awesome. Find someplace stable that you can stretch out on, and let's go. Hips back, arms up. 30, 29, 28, 27. If you're doing the seated variation, just focus on folding forward. You don't have to throw your hips back as crazily because you're sitting on something. 25, 24, 23. Remember, the goal is to fold our hips down in between our legs. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. If it's too intense, you can always take a break, move your hands around. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh man, I don't know what's going on. Must have not slept very well. I am struggling. Whew. Okay, that is the standing pancake. We have done 30 seconds. If it felt brutal, that is normal. The standing pancake is hard. And it's for two main reasons. One, we're doing a little. Oh, do I fit perfectly right here? Oh, okay, sick. All right. We're working on muscles here on the inner thighs. These are called the adductors. And their main job is to do one thing. Hold on, I'm stuck because I'm wearing socks, so now I'm too slippery. Their main job is to bring your legs in towards the center of your body. So when you hang out in a stretched position like this, they're getting stretched. But when you're doing the standing pancake, you're also forcing them to contract at the same time and hold your whole body weight up, right? That means your leg is struggling. It's struggling hard. You're stretching it out, and then you're forcing it to contract all at the same time. It's tough, but it also has a benefit, and that main benefit is you're strengthening those muscles every time we're doing the stretch. All right? The other place you're feeling the stretch is in your hamstrings, and it is because of this stretch we do the warm-up with the elephant walk, and we loosen up those muscles, and then we actually do the hamstring stretch, is because when you combine all of the different pieces into the pancake, it is brutal. Killer. Okay, cool. That was our third stretch. I hope you've had a couple of seconds to chill out, let those muscles relax, because we're moving on into our fourth stretch. The fourth stretch, you got two options. You can pick whichever one you prefer. If you don't know how to do either one well, I'm going to explain one, and the next day I'm going to explain a different one, so you can try whatever one I'm doing today. Honestly, can't remember what we did yesterday. I think we did figure four yesterday, so I'm going to do pigeon today. For the pigeon, the goal generally is to bring the ankle across the body, and is to bring the leg and the chest, mostly the belly button, but the chest is what it's going to look like, is coming down towards that leg. The goal of that stretch is to feel it over here in the outside of the hip, in the outside of this glute area, and you might also feel it a little bit here in the hips and hamstrings. All right? So, once again, we're bringing the leg across our body. We are sticking our hips down on the ground. This back leg, for our purposes, you can just have it hang out on the side if you can't go all the way behind you. If you can bring it all the way behind you, go ahead and do that. That's good for your hip flexors. But we don't spend that much time looking up, looking at each other. We spend most of the time folded forward, so there won't be that crazy of a stretch here in this hip. I want you to, from this position, keep that hip low and fold forward. That's the whole thing. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. If at some point the stretch started feeling really easy, great. Your muscles probably relax a little bit. But you can make it feel a little bit harder by pushing your foot towards your face. It's going to change the angle of the stretch, and it's going to just make the whole thing way more painful. All right, let's switch to the other side. Leg is across the body. We're sitting up. We're trying to bring our chest down towards that leg, and let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. You might notice you have one leg that's way more flexible than the other. That's normal. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come on out of that pigeon stretch. Again, hopefully you felt it out here in the sides of your hips, in the sides of your glutes, because those are the muscles we're trying to prepare for some side splits. Wow, I think for the duration of this show, I've been so focused on trying to figure out how to lay out the exercises and the stretches. I forgot to tell you that we're doing 60-ish minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility. We do this every single day to practice the number one quality, consistency. And we do this every day to help build a little bit of community. I try to bring good vibes to the internet. I hope you bring good vibes into the chat, because at the end of the day, we're suffering on the floor, we're struggling, and it makes it a lot easier if you're doing it with people, if you're keeping consistent with a little bit of help, and you have a little bit of fun with it, right? So if that sounds good so far, and you've been here for, 40 minutes, hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. We're here every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. Whew. All right. Oh, and tomorrow on the weekends, we go at 9 a.m. Eastern as well. Yeah, so let's go. What are we doing? We are getting into some side splits. This is the fifth and final stretch. We are all wrapped up on all the warm-up and all the pre-stretching that we're going to do. It's time to get into some advanced stretchy stuff. If you have slippery floors, I recommend you getting out of socks. And I think I'm going to take my own advice right now before I get into some trouble. And wow, that's cold. Okay. We are going to try our best to make sure that we stay safe. All right. The first thing that I want you to double check is that you have something behind you that you can fall back on. Right now, I have a bed, and that is going to be just great. When we get into this type of position, we're trying to work on our side split. A lot of the time, we're going to be in front with our hands down, and that's fine. Great, no problem. You got arms. But sometimes when you're adjusting, you're trying to figure out a new position, you might fall backwards. And if you start falling backwards, I recommend you have something behind you to catch you. Because when your butt slams into the ground from like 3 feet up, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot, and you're going to be very unhappy. So usually, I recommend you have a wall behind you so that you can fall against the wall. But make do with what you got. If you have a couch that is against the wall, you can have the couch behind you. If you have a bed that is also against the wall, you can use that. And if you have a wall that you can lean on directly, great, perfect, use that. Cool. Stay safe. Try not to fall super far and have your butt slam into the ground. If you are falling backwards, tuck your head in so your head does not hit first. It's your shoulders or your back or your butt or something else that hits, and that should help. Most of the time, people will not fall backwards. It's just, I like to make sure that you feel safe. Cool? Let's go. I'm going to roll up this carpet just a little bit to give myself a little bit more room. And we're going to open up our legs decently wide. Nothing crazy, just decently wide. I don't want you to feel any pain in the hips. We are coming to this position. We're going to fold forward and put our hands down. When your body is rotated this way, where your hips are pointing up, your head is pointing up, and your toes are pointing up, and by up, I guess for you it's either left or right, then you should be able to get into a more comfortable open leg position. So I want you to try and get deeper into this side split position. When you do that, your hands should be able to come down. If they are not able to get to the ground yet, feel free to grab something like a yoga block to help give you a little bit of support. All right, I think I'm going to put this back. From here, we're going to walk our hands back a little bit. We're going to try to externally rotate the legs. What does that mean? That is when we put our heels down and rotate our legs so that our toes are pointing up and our knees are pointing up. I'm pretty sure my other foot is cut off from this angle, so you're just going to have to pretend that you can see the other leg is also externally rotated. From here, we are, and sorry, this is the most important part. We got to rotate the leg in order to free up the thigh bone from smashing into the hip bones. That will cause pain and will not let you get into a deeper side split. So Rotate the leg so that your heels are down, your toes are up, and your knees are pointing up. From here, we're going to walk our hands back. We're going to put that body weight right back into our legs. And we're going to do a little wiggle from side to side so you can get a little bit deeper into the stretch. And that's it. That's our stretch. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. If this is feeling really intense right now, don't worry. The second round will be a little bit easier. What second round? Well, if you're just joining in on the show, we do 3 rounds of 30 seconds for the side splits. Every other stretch that we do is 1 round of 30 seconds and we move right on. But all those other stretches are building up for some side splits. So for the side splits, we do 3 rounds of 30 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Walk your hands forward. Crawl. Bring your legs in and relax. Chill for a second. Oh man. If your hips are tired, if your legs are tired, it's totally normal. Breathe. We just put a whole bunch of tension into our legs, into our hips. Before we get into the second side split stretch, we're going to try to relax as much tension out of our bodies as possible. We're going to look like noodles coming out of a pot. And, I don't know, jellyfish? What am I doing with my arms? Yeah, jellyfish. Let's go. Come back into standing when you can. And let's shake out the legs. If this is your first time joining, you have no idea how to shake out your legs, start with this. We are shaking water off of our toes like we just got out of the pool, got out of a jacuzzi, hot tub, I don't know, something nice and warm, preferably because it's cold. And we're flicking the water off of our feet. If you want to imagine you're 7 again, you're just flicking water at your siblings, your cousins, your friends, great. If you want to flick water at the eyes of your enemies, fine, also great. I want your ankles to relax. I want your calf muscles to be flopping around, relaxed. More in pants so you can't see. Sorry. From here, we're going to keep on shaking, keep on relaxing, keep on wiggling. Once you get the idea of having your ankles relax and flick and whip around, just shake out your leg. Lean against something for balance. Maybe lean the other way so it's easier to have that leg flop around. And flop. We're going to do the other side. Start again with that flicking motion. And as you get more comfortable, pick up the speed, pick up the pace, have your ankles flop around. And then as you get more comfortable, you don't have to lift your knee so high. You can keep it low and gentle, right? We're still doing that forward, generally flop, but we can drop the knee and then lean against something. Let that leg shake out, flop, wiggle, dance, shake, 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 wiggle, 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 flop, 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 flop. Those are legs. They're more or less relaxed by this point. Let's take a look at these hips. When you're doing stuff like lifting your leg up to the side, the hip muscles are firing and they're probably really tense. What I want you to try to do is stand and put most of your weight on one leg. Then on the other side, we're going to plant that foot just a little bit, just a tiny little bit of weight. Maybe the big toe is down, maybe the ball of your foot is down. From here, I want you to have everything else lock up. Nothing else is moving. The only thing that's moving is this leg. All right? We're going to try and rotate the leg in, rotate the leg out, rotate the leg in, rotate the leg out. Notice nothing else is moving. Oh, as soon as I said that, my hips moved a little bit. Nothing else is moving. We're bringing the leg in and out and in and out. We're just getting a little bit of movement to loosen up all the stuff going on here. All right? There's no exact number that you have to do. 3 to 5 is fine. If you want to do 10, great. I talk a lot, so you got plenty of time to do as many as you want. Keep on going. On the other side. And when your hips are feeling a little bit looser, you can do a little dance. Make sure they are feeling loose, and we can get right back into side split number 2. I hope you're ready, because we're going. I'm going to kick that out of the way. so I don't slip on it. This carpet is not very grippy. Oh, that is very cold. Okay, let's go. Open up the legs decently wide. Breathe, fold forward. Put your hands down if you can. Let your legs open up. And from here, we're going to externally rotate. What does that mean? The toes are pointing up, the heels are down, and the knees are pointing up. I will intentionally show you the knee bending so you can see where the knee is through my pants. Knees up, toes up, heels down. You gotta do this on both sides. This rotates the thigh, opens up your hips, and lets you sit back into some side splits. From here, we're gonna walk our hands back towards our hips, do a little wiggle from side to side, get as deep as we can into the stretch, and 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Hopefully this one is feeling a little better than the last one. 24, 23, 22. Don't hold your breath. Breathe. Try to chill in this position. 21, 20. I know that is hard. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. If you do want to spend more time practicing side splits, I recommend you grab a couple of yoga blocks at some point. They don't have to be fancy or nice or expensive. $5 a piece is plenty. What I'm doing right now is putting some blocks underneath my legs so that it's reducing some of the pressure on the hips, but keeping me in this sort of side split position. When there's less pressure, it's easier to relax your muscles, and the more relaxed they are for a good amount of time, the easier it will be to own that position over time. Everything takes time, but yeah. Okay, we're done. Walk your hands forward. Oh, bring your legs in and come back into a kneeling position. Oh man, that was brutal. What was I saying about these blocks? The goal of the blocks is to just have you be able to maintain that deep stretch position a little bit longer and make it easier on your body so that you can practice the long position. When we do it together, I tend to have it be a little bit more strength focused. You're contracting muscles, you're kind of like hanging out and is really intense. We're stretching and we're building strength at the same time. But there are other ways to stretch, and we're not going to do very much of this in this show, but if you're interested, you can do this on your own, and that comes with yoga blocks. So I hope you've had a moment to relax, learn something about using yoga blocks for your side splits, and we're going to get on up and shake out our legs. This is the shakeout after the second side split, so we're going to take a little bit more time. Again, shake like you're flicking water in the eyes of your enemies, and as you get more comfortable with that shake, you can lean against something, drop the leg so it's not nearly as high, relax the muscles, and just sort of have your leg flop around. If you're feeling like you're ready to level up, remember how we just did this? You can use those same muscles, except have your legs be relaxed, have your legs not on the ground. You can just add in that into the shake, and you can combine the shake to do both leg relaxing and the hip relaxing. If that sounds like way too much and you haven't figured out all the pieces yet, don't worry about it. Keep doing them separate. As you get better, you'll get it. It's cool. All right, shake out the other leg. Shake, shake, shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And add in the wiggle in the hip. Again, if you didn't figure it out last time, we are standing up, putting all of our weight onto one leg. There's just a tiny little bit of weight on this side, and we're rotating the leg in and out. All of the movement is happening here in the hip socket. The knees going in and out and in and out and in and out, and we're just doing enough to loosen up the hip. That's going to be different for everybody. How much you're struggling in the side split right now is going to be different from how much you struggle in the side split tomorrow, so it'll change day to day. You don't have to hit a specific number. This is just to loosen up your hips. All right, that is our second relaxer, cool down. I don't know what to call these, shaky out things, flopping. We're going to get into the third side split. Let's go. Open up the legs decently wide. Again, no pain in the hips. All right. Fold forward. Bring the belly buttons pointing down. From here, put your hands down if you can. If you need to, you can elevate your hands. It could be a stool. It could be a chair. It could be a yoga block. And we're going to open up the legs as much as you can. From here, we're going to rotate the leg so that your ankle is down, your toes are up, and your knees are pointing up. From here, I'm going to try our best to walk our hands back towards our hips and put a whole bunch of weight into our stretch. We're going to wiggle a little bit from side to side to see if we can get deeper into the stretch. And that's it. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. If your feet are super slippery, if you're on carpet and you're wearing socks or something like that, this is going to be a really intense feeling because you're not going to feel stable. And when you're not feeling stable, all of your muscles are going to be contracting really hard because it thinks you're going to slip and get into a worse position. So I recommend you have a little bit of traction, a little bit of grip with your feet against whatever is going on so that it's easier to let your mind rest and chill. I completely forgot to count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk your hands forward. Come on out of that stretch. Bring your legs in. Oh, kneel if you need to. Kneel if you don't want to, but you just need to take a break. Chill for a little bit. And we just finished all of our stretches. All the intense stuff is pretty much done. I'm going to come over, check the time real quick. How we doing? 52. Great. Okay. Speed running it today again. Okay. From here, we're going to do a couple of more shaky stuff, flopping around, relaxing the muscles in our legs. Then we're going to do a couple of joint checks. Just make sure the main movement patterns of the muscles and the joints are working as normal, and then you'll be all done. All right. Come on up into standing. Oh, man. Your hips are probably a little fried. Maybe your hamstrings are crying a little bit, and that is normal. We're going to shake out our legs like we're flicking water into the eyes of our enemies. Shake, 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 flick, 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 flick. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Again, as you get more comfortable, you can add in a little bit more rotation and make it a little bit more interesting. Other leg, shake, 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 wiggle, 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 flop, 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 flop. For this last round, I haven't emphasized the arms all that much, but I want them to flop around too. You can work on some T-Rex hands and just flop around at the wrist. You can shake out. I want you to imagine the bicep flopping from side to side. I want you to shake out the arms. They didn't work as hard as your legs or your hips, but they did support you while you were trying not to fall into the ground and hurt yourself. So give them a little bit of love, a little bit of relaxation. From here, shaking out the other leg. If you remember, standing all weight on one leg, just a little tiny bit on the other leg, and the rotation is coming from the hip and the leg, then great. That is all we need. If you want to make this a little bit more fun, you can squat down, turn into a dance move. We're doing some stanky leg, all right? Just make it fun, make it enjoyable, and if you need to dance, dance. All right, that is most of our hip and leg muscles, relaxing it out. We're going to add in a little bit of hip circles just to double check that things are working in the body. If you have parts that feel tight, feel stiff, feel like they need a little bit of attention, I have the left and right side of my hip needing a little bit of extra love. Give it to them. Lift the knees. You'll know if the knees are unhappy with you, if the hip flexors are unhappy with you with just 1 or 2 reps. You don't need to do that many. We're going to fold forward. Ooh, you might feel your back is tight again, and that's unfortunate, but that's just how things are. From here, we're going to pop into a little bit of a squat. Really focus on folding forward. Bring the knees in front. and put a little pressure on those knees, a little bit of pressure onto those ankles, that Achilles tendon, the calves that are getting stretched. From here, we're going to do a little bit of a calf raise, just to make sure all of these muscles, all these joints are working together. If that has more or less worked out for you, you're feeling pretty normal, then we are all good. We are all wrapped up. Thank you, everybody, for coming in, practicing consistency with me today. We just did basically, an hour of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. I hope you had fun. I hope you're feeling, now that we've shaken out and we've loosened up, a little bit more loose, getting into bed a little bit more comfortably. And I hope you've learned a couple of lessons. The main one is you can be a total badass if you warm up. So especially in the winter, move a little bit, give yourself some love, and you can do way cooler things than you ever imagined possible. Other thing is, we do this every single day to practice consistency, right? You can have the best workout plan, but if you don't follow it, it doesn't matter if it exists or not. So we care about consistency. I try to do a lot of explaining, and hopefully that helped you as a first-time viewer, potentially, to come in and just start, right? That's the goal, just to get you started, keep you having fun, engaged, make the suffering a little bit more bearable, and hopefully you can practice some consistency, and we can all use that to make some progress in our hip mobility, in our side splits. Whew, my toes are tired from sitting in that position. I'm gonna scoot and change, and then, we do this live at 9 p.m. Eastern every single day. On weekends, Saturday and Sunday morning, we have a bonus live at 9 a.m. Eastern, and this is basically the flow. I don't do very much to change in between. I explain things a little bit differently. I fill in a little couple of different facts occasionally, but the show is very similar every single day, and that is intentional to help with practicing consistency. I'm not trying to introduce a bajillion different ideas so that you're confused all the time. We're trying to get into the groove, gonna make it a thing that we do every day, and hopefully together with all those little bits and pieces that I've way over explained, we make a whole bunch of progress in better movement in our side splits. Cool? All right, I'm gonna check the comments real quick, but I do have to wrap up soon, so I'm gonna just take a look. Eduardo on YouTube is back. Welcome back, welcome back. It's good to see you again. Dinesh says, I'm not able to balance. If balance is a struggle for you, then definitely use something for support. Grab a chair, grab a wall, a dining table. Just make sure that whatever you're leaning against for support is stable and won't just slide out from underneath you, because that would make for a very unfortunate surprise. What else we got? Walking Soul says, I don't know why I don't get your notifications. I don't know. Both the apps struggle to send out notifications to everybody at the same time, but I do have a scheduled time on the lives, both on YouTube and TikTok. So if you hit, I believe, some sort of button that says I want to attend this, your likelihood of getting the notification or a notification that the live is starting is way higher, rather than just hitting follow, just subscribe. So you might have to take an extra step. Some people are setting alarms because their notification system is a little bit bonkers. And part of it could be you've gone into your settings and you're like, I don't want all these annoying notifications. You turn it off like in your phone directly instead of in the app. So there's a lot of weird things that might be going wrong. Cool. Let's see what else we got. Eduardo, it's good to see you. Thank you for sending good energy, good emojis. Quinn RR, thank you for taking the time to translate Eduardo's text while he's on the calls. I don't really do that many calf stretches, but I do have two main ones to recommend. The first one is, and I'll roll up my pants for you for these calf stretches, just leaning forward into something. That should be plenty to get a nice stretch going. That will hit your Achilles tendon and sort of the main big calf muscles up here. But you have a second set of calf muscles down here called the soleus muscle, and the only way to stretch them is if your knee is bent. So if you bend your knee and you lean forward at the same time into this really uncomfortable, weird position, that will help stretch the soleus muscle. You don't have to lean against the wall to do that. You can actually do that just kind of squatted down and leaning forward like so. If you just poke your Achilles tendon and you poke that chunk of muscle underneath your big calf muscle, you'll feel that is really contracted and tense here. So that is how you can get both those calf muscles to stretch out a little bit. If you're trying to strengthen them as well, I recommend you do something that looks like a combination of a calf stretch by stepping on a platform and then come into a calf raise. This is a great way to stretch out your calves and strengthen them with basically no equipment. Whew, okay. I'm gonna scroll real quick to see if there's anything else that I need to address. Travel Directly says, thank you so much for today. No matter where I am, says, thank you. Glad to join on. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for hanging out. And thank you for trying it out. I appreciate all those things because that's what I'm here trying to do. Help people realize that consistency doesn't have to be so hard, that starting right now is important and shouldn't be as difficult as it often feels. And that's what I'm trying to do. Cool. Found you first time tonight. This was perfect timing because I just started working on more. Amazing. I'm glad the algorithm knows you so well that it's just sending me to you. We got a bunch of thank yous. Thank you, Kilmar. Thank you, user 745362689228. Okay. Scrolling, seeing if there are any other questions in the chat to address, and then I'm going to wrap up. This works so good. Be prepared to go to the bathroom as well. Absolutely. Some of these deep squat positions definitely get your bowels moving. So let's see. Travel Orthodoxy reminded everybody 9 a.m., 9 p.m. I think that is pretty much all of the chat. Oh, I feel confident the more I do these exercises, the do get tired after. Any tips, supplements? It is totally normal for you to be tired after doing these exercises. I call them stretches, and maybe in your mind, stretches are not supposed to be so intense. But this is a workout. These are real, legit exercises, and they are not easy. So I think you should feel tired after doing them. In general, I don't think I can give you any supplement advice because I don't take any supplements. And so anything I say would feel a little bit disingenuous. I know creatine does well. A lot of people take creatine, their fingertips feel tingly and don't like that feeling. I don't think anybody really talks about that when they're like, oh, take creatine supplements in like fitness world. So I don't really like creatine. I've read that there are many benefits. Yeah. Okay. User 755 asked, what time do we start? Usually we start at 9 p.m. Eastern. And we do that Monday through Sunday. Kehal says, that felt so good. Awesome. Yeah, a lot of the stretches are just designed to help you relax and chill out and do things that feel good. They won't feel good as you're getting into them because your body's going to be like, what the heck are you doing? This is crazy. Don't do that. But as you chill, as you relax into them, you'll start feeling a lot better. And you know, that's a little bit by design, right? Like we want to feel better after the workout and know our bodies are moving better. Kale says, I couldn't keep my heel down. Okay. I assume that is from the only time where I talked about the heel, from the Cossack switches. When you're struggling to keep your heel down, don't work so much on getting deep first. Focus on keeping the heel down. And that is because when your foot is planted on the ground, you have way more balance. Your big toe, your pinky toe, and your heel together, all three, form a little tripod in your foot. And so if you are struggling to keep your heel down, just reduce the intensity of everything else. If this is where you can get, where the heel is still down, great. If you can get further later over time, awesome. You don't need to combine both of them immediately, not at the same time. All right. Stability is more important because I want you to feel safe. I want you to feel strong, right? Just because I'm in this deep squat position that your body might not be ready for does not mean that you have to be in this position as well. Whew, how are you so balanced? I don't know. I have been doing this live for basically daily for a year, so that could be it. Okay, I gotta go. Oh, I gotta scroll to the bottom. I'm being signaled by other people. Okay. Whew. Oh, okay, Jazz. Yes, I'm reading TikTok comments, but because I come to the chat so infrequently, I kind of just scroll upwards and read them in reverse. And it's not exactly the most useful way of going through the comments, but it's my best attempt to make sure that we get through the content get through the important stuff of practicing consistency and also trying to get through the chat as it happens. Oh, okay. Wow, I've missed a bunch of stuff. Jazz is trying to. Splits are so hard. Oh, man. Is the pectinis muscle? I can't remember. Is that the muscle in the back of the knee? Or is that a different muscle? Simple stretch, best for hip pain. Hip pain is really complicated because there's so many muscles. And I need a little bit more detail for more tactical advice that is actually useful. Because your hip can do all of these things, right? Like all of this movement is happening at the hip. So there's a bunch of muscles in coordination and a whole bunch of soft tissue in coordination trying to figure out how to move. And so it is not that easy to diagnose hip pain. Not that I'm particularly qualified to diagnose hip pain. Jazz says, I am following. I'm starting too. Amazing. FBI agent on point. I don't know what I did, but cool. Fish oil. Fish oil is something I have taken in the past. Other people have taken creatine for helping with joints. Tips for tight or painful hip rotators. It feels like there's a painful bubble there when stretching. I generally recommend that you start with movement. And typically, when you're doing a movement that's brand new to you, a lot of the other tissue, there's fascia, there's like stuff going on in your hip that has grown and gotten into position because it's normal for it to be in that position because you don't use whatever movement that you're trying to train right now, right? When that happens, I recommend you start with just gentle movement. And I have one thing where right here in the hip, the first time I do one of these, my hip is really uncomfortable. And I imagine, I don't know for sure, that is just some soft tissue in the way. And after I do like 3 or 4 and I get one of these clicks to happen, I think some soft tissue scoots out the way and all of a sudden it's like totally fine. There's like zero pain. There's like zero discomfort. So in general, from my experience, I think if you just work on movement first and scooting the soft tissue around in the hip, it will make your later stretches a lot more comfortable. Give that a try. What else we got? Are you reading TikTok comments or something else? Yes. Oh, FBI agent on point because they showed me your live right after I started working out again. Yeah. The algorithms are scary. But at least, they're useful. Kind of. All right. That's it for me for today. I got to wrap up. I appreciate you all for coming in. I hope you're able to enjoy some consistency, have some fun working out, and getting a little bit more mobile, move a little bit better, and then hopefully make some progress in your side splits so you have some moves to show off with. The side splits, generally are a little bit show-offy, but they're just an extreme form of hip mobility. So it's a cool goal to work towards while we are already doing all the suffering on the ground, right? I hope you had fun. Hope you're feeling chill and relaxed. I hope you hit follow and subscribe and come back tomorrow. I'm wrapping up for today. Goodbye. Closing it out.